Dear friends, it's a pleasure for me to speak or to dialogue with you in this track through my talk, through my keynote, and then also later in the panel with my dear panelists who will follow then. In 1991, Chiara Lubich, the winner of the UNESCO Peace Prize, and in the same time the founder of the Focolare movement, launched the concept of the economy of communion in Sao Paulo, in Brazil. It is a radical rethink of the economy to move from one of having to a one of mutual giving for growth. Since then, this concept has been presented at the United Nations, at the European Union, and has been adopted by entrepreneurs throughout the world. Many economists, such as Jeffrey Sachs from the United States or Stefano Zamagni from Italy, are familiar with it and support the concept of the economy of communion. Have you ever been part of a founding experience? I guess many of you. And I bet you experienced the same as I did. It's always filled with a particular propelling energy. So it was in the launching stage of the economy of communion, of EOC, as we say. Because many wholeheartedly re-examined their entrepreneurial vocations and demonstrated leadership both in thought as in action. As the EOC spread among business communities and as it started to experience generational shifts within existing EOC communities, there arose a need to more precisely define what actually constitutes an EOC-inspired business. And this led to a second question: how to develop a systemic method of growth based on economy of communion to systematically influence a company's direction, its strategy, culture, operations, brand promise, communication, and so on. In Consulus, we concluded that it is time to review practical approaches and offer something as open source, allowing to spread the principles of the economy of communion and ease their practical implementation into businesses and corporations. For this, we designed an impact-oriented method that aids in shaping and supporting the growth of EOC businesses. First developed for EOC Asia Pacific, this method draws from the charism of unity in diversity found in the Focolare movement and the innovative spirit and thought leadership of the already mentioned Chiara Lubich in influencing and guiding her fellowship around the globe in all religions. It has been discussed then in academic papers presented at the Creighton University in 2022 and in Universitas Gadjah Mada, which is the largest university in Indonesia, in 2023. Importantly, it has been already applied by an agricultural company in Western Africa, by SCL Nigeria, as part of the project named Shaping a Strategic Plan for SCL Nigeria through Future Resilience by Design and Economy of Communion. You will later hear Dr. Andrew sharing about the experience of his company. So let us together explore and exemplify these 7 aspects, the 7 custom-designed measures of the economy of communion, to see how they can bring impact. Premise and goals, capability and capacity, supply chain, co-innovation, economy at large, participation and co-governance, last but not least, building strong local communities together. For each of these measures, I will offer a series of statements to be assessed, discussed, and implemented in the company's ecosystem. I invite you to just let them flow into you and ask yourself on how far are you with implementing or with having these measures in your organizations or companies. After this, I will briefly share about a practical application by Consulus and by SCL Nigeria. The first measure, premise and goals, is about goal setting, promoting a culture of giving, and product and services design. The statements. The principle of goal setting in our company, everyone talking for himself, herself. The principle of goal setting in our company considers purpose, the role of profit, and how it eventually flows to impact the common good. We promote and live a culture of giving and social justice through business enterprises. 3, our products and solutions are designed with a triple benefit of value to customer, the common good, and our common home, Earth. Consulus' strategic purpose is as follows: shaping a better and inclusive economic system by helping leaders, companies, and cities discover their better selves by enabling them to become the difference they are meant to be from inside out. When SCL designed the project Juria, we were focused on the common good the project would deliver, while also considering the delivery fee as a profit component. During key festivities such as Christmas and Salah, we make a point to give gifts to staff and immediate community leaders who are key stakeholders. Recently, we overhauled the greenhouse to transition fully to organic production of vegetables. We wanted our actions to match our commitments. The second measure, capability and capacity. It's about delegating and decision-making in communion, about implementing capacity building to go out, and about the shaping the future of your organization. The statements. Our staff and managers understand that the spirit of communion remains at the core of delegation and decision-making. There is a constant pursuit of deepening awareness and building capacity to do more for others through our business capabilities. The capacity building in our company is sustainable, and we feel responsible to ensure a viable economic and impact for the future. In Consulus, we believe that the identity and purpose of the company are further shaped by considering both spiritual and organizational core values. We maintain a balance that then results in holistic and personal values, and in ethical, behavioral, cultural, and professional practices. In SCL, we share the daily word of life, which is a kind of daily motivational phrase, with staff, and host monthly circles across the 2 offices. We encourage sharing of knowledge and ideas by hosting breakfast sessions where staff can learn from each other. We recently sent 2 key staff to Brazil for hands-on training ahead of the start of 2 new business units, livestock and biopesticide biofertilizer factory. Third measure, supply chain. It's about sourcing management, about maintaining economic relationship with other EOC companies or value-driven businesses, and about the product and service distribution. The statements. Our company or organization prefers to source from companies that aid the poor or sustain the environment, regardless there are EOC companies or not. Our organization promotes and or purchases products and services from other EOC businesses or value-driven businesses when possible. In product and service distribution, our organization sets a clear policy to prefer to partner with distribution companies that aid the poor or sustain the environment. To meet this mission, Consulus helped to initiate the creation of the Economy of Communion Asia-Pacific Network. We held yesterday its General Assembly. This in order to link up all those inspired by the Economy of Communion and communicate the Economy of Communion to all. When SEL was developing the 5-year strategic plan, we looked for organizations that shared a similar objective with SEL. That was how we arrived at MasterCard Foundation as a potential long-term partner. Consulus is the first EOC company we are actively seeking partnership and mentorship from. Now, a nice experience. We communicate, as SEL, our values with companies and look for synergies within their systems that align with our values. A distribution vendor who understood what we are working towards with the Juria project, which is a project which aids small farmers to learn the regenerative agriculture, recently repaired a patch of road on the way to SEL Kuali farm nearby Abuja. They saw the need, new government would not intervene, sought our permission to proceed, sought the community permission to proceed, and successfully repaired the road, which benefits all who use it. Fourth measure, co-innovation. It's about communicating as a community, encourage co-innovation, and feedback for self and corporate development improvement. The statements. Our company holds frequent large group sharing and one-on-one sessions to create safe space, to build trust, to shape business insights. Our company encourages mutual learning through insight sharing and risk-taking as part of the creative process of co-innovation. We offer feedback for self and corporate development improvement through a holistic and interpersonal 360-degree feedback during performance reviews. The way of Consulus is interdisciplinary, and every year we gather our global experts into a school of learning, this week actually, so that mutual sharing of ideas and expertise is assured. SEL encourages supervisors to be approachable, to walk with those they are mentoring, spend the day with them, running through their daily task, to build and foster learning and mentorship. We recently instituted breakfast sessions held twice a month. These sessions are led by staff and consultants and encourage us to learn from each other's strengths. We have quarterly reflections and learning meetings where we walk through challenges and lessons learned as the result of those challenges. Our performance evaluation framework includes a self-assessment, feedback from supervisors, feedback from subordinates, feedback from a colleague, and feedback from management. All aim to encourage the development and growth of the individual. Fifth measure, economy at large, the ecosystem around us. It's about sharing experiences for the realization of the common good. It's ensuring ethics and transparency. It's about the value of the role even of competitors, partners, clients, the civil society, and public administration. The statements, and I really hope they echo fortly inside of yourself. My organization openly shares our ideas, insights, and experiences in creating a more inclusive and equitable economy, because we consider the diffusion of this new economic vision a part of our vocation. My organization respects the law and government process and has clearly established policies on corporate ethics, transparency, and integrity. We see competitors, partners, clients, civil society, and public administration as essential partners with whom we share our ideas and recommendations, lessons learned, and resources. Together with them, we can all better play our role in ensuring an equitable redistribution and sharing of resources and needs. In 2005, it's almost 20 years, Consulus launched the Shape the World Conference, a thought leadership format, which then became what we have today, the Shape the World Summit. Since 2005, it has gathered more than 5,000 leaders from business, from government, from civil society, so as to develop ideas for common good, share them, and implement them. You see on the photo there is not only SEL, right? So here the collaboration started. It was March this year. During any introduction of SEL, we try to slot in a section that speaks to the principles of EOC and the aim to reduce the gap between the rich and the poor, promote a more inclusive and equitable economy. We file all statutory documents and pay our taxes. We aim for fair negotiations where people and companies we work with are paid a fair wage for the work done. Sixth, we are coming to the end. Participation and co-governance. This is about creating a workplace of shared ownership, about ensuring that the physical work environments add value to the people. And it's about nurturing staff's personnel and succession development. The statements. My organization's owners and managers, hopefully the managers are leaders, have been deliberate in shaping the organization's charter or constitution to enable shared ownership. My organization intentionally designed the physical working environment to minimize unnecessary stress, encourage community building, add value to people, and foster creative thinking and innovation. The importance of coffee machines, right? And a big space around them. In the case of Consulus, since 2009, the company has been governed by a constitution which, among other states, how the company should practice in terms of its values. which are inspired by the precepts of economy of communion and how that shapes the entire economic life. In SCL, our core values encourage involvement. Our culture of hard work, intensity, requires ownership to be able to give with the level of commitment needed. We focus on having an open floor plan to promote openness and transparency within the team. The seventh measure, building strong local communities together. And to me, our gathering is a little bit about this community building. This is about community development, about our involvement in social projects, and about our work with other businesses to support the local communities. The statements. Our company constantly creates opportunities to build relationships with and to strengthen the local community. We are well known for our community development efforts. We commit and invest in offering profit to the poor or commit to pro bono services. Time and resources are given in support of these initiatives so that staff can actively participate in and initiate social projects. We actively maintain close relationships with other companies in the EOC network and other companies for good, regularly sharing about our projects to meet the needs of local communities whenever possible, and staying connected even when no partnership is possible. For the 1/3 contribution of Consulus, it has decided not to simply give, but be involved in social impact projects. There are a few impact projects globally. One in Singapore is that of social enterprises. By almost sponsoring the transformation of 20 social enterprises, Consulus was instrumental in increasing the impact of these social enterprises here in Singapore to hundreds of vulnerable youth and women. And the sharing we have heard before by Joshua from NoGen is one of the fruits of this collaboration. SCL deliberately focuses on working through the community. When setting up the farm security team, SCL liaised with the community, with the communities to set up a vigilant group that have proved very effective in maintaining the peace on the farm and within the community. SCL has made land available for a school that will cater to the staff and community. We hope to see it open this September, and there are many more experiences to this. In conclusion, we talked about Consulus, we talked about SCL. I'm sure that every one of you could add to the wealth of good we are able to do if we systematically develop our companies for the common good, while seeing this benefiting us also in our businesses. So let me invite you, everyone, in exchanging further experiences, insights, concepts, methods, to be ready to develop and share this kind of open source method. Because each of us, you, me, together, we can become a cornerstone in building sustainable, scalable, innovative, inclusive, and future resilience businesses and organizations inspired by the economy of communion. Only together we can impact the economy and change the socio-economic system. It's not only for us, it's for the future generations, it's for our children, for our grandchildren, and for our precious Mother Earth. Thank you.